I think that having the freedom to research something that's very much my own project. In my case, it was that I pitched a project which I really thought ought to be researched. I was really interested in the idea of an interdisciplinary project that takes ideas that people in the present day are concerned about, drawing the moral limits of trading involving the body, and then writing a history which is inspired by present day concerns. My name is Polly, and the title of my PhD is The Contested Commodification of the Body in 18th-Century Britain. My research involves looking into ideas about market morality in 18th-century Britain. I look at people's attitudes towards the buying and selling of the body. This involves looking at court cases relating to the marriage market, slavery, the cadaver trade, the sex trade, as well as looking at a lot of newspaper articles to see how people were discussing these topics and see what people's attitudes were in terms of where it's okay or not to trade the body. I really loved studying and I was very excited to come to university, but I probably didn't necessarily see myself as an undergrad as someone who would do a PhD. But when I was an undergrad, my supervisor was really encouraging towards me, and we talked through some ideas about what I wanted to do for my undergraduate dissertation. But she was really encouraging about the idea that I could take this further as a PhD thesis. So with her encouragement, in the third year of my undergrad, I applied to do a 3+1 project, meaning a master's that was integrated into a PhD. And then after I'd done that year of master's, I then went on to start my PhD. In terms of the funding for my PhD, I applied for ESRC funding, which is through the SWDTP, so ESRC is Economic and Social Research Council. The SWDTP is the Southwest Doctoral Training Partnership. They pay for the university fees and then a maintenance stipend on top of that. I am getting close to the end of my 3 years of funding running out, but I've been doing teaching work alongside my studies. I've been lucky to have 3 supervisors. They've been really supportive, not just about my research, but also about the pace that I'm going at and aspects of my kind of academic career as well, balancing doing research, but also with sharing your research by going to conferences and doing teaching work as well. My supervisors have been brilliant from both an academic and more of a kind of pastoral perspective as well. I've been really lucky to have lots of conferences this year. I was invited to America. There was a conference on the commodification of the body in the 18th and 19th centuries. This was at UCLA in California. Because they invited me to come and talk at the conference, that meant it was all expenses paid. I got to meet researchers from all over. I also went to Sweden a few months after that for another conference. Very exciting, nerdy. The reason that I study at Exeter in the first place, so I came here as an undergrad, I also was really inspired by the history course, which it's a very big history department here. But then in terms of staying for my PhD, that was a lot to do with the specific individual academics that I met here and how supportive they were of my ideas.